Welcome to MedHeads, the podcast where we break down the latest in health, science, and medicine to help you stay informed and empowered. Today, we're diving into an enzyme making waves in the health world, Natokinase. This humble enzyme, derived from the Japanese fermented soybean dish natto, has long been known for its heart health benefits. But recent research suggests it could play a pivotal role in mitigating damage caused by COVID-19 and even vaccine-induced spike protein effects. How does it work? Who can benefit? And is it really the natural game changer we've been waiting for? Let's find out. First, let's talk basics. Natokinase is a natural enzyme produced during the fermentation of soybeans by the bacterium Bacillus subtilis natto. For years, it's been used in traditional Japanese medicine for cardiovascular health. What makes Natokinase stand out is its fibrinolytic action. That's science speak for its ability to dissolve fibrin, the protein that forms blood clots. It helps improve circulation, reduce blood pressure, and even break down arterial plaque. But it's not just a cardiovascular wonder. Emerging studies, including those from Frontiers in Microbiology, suggest that Natokinase can degrade spike proteins. Yes, the same proteins responsible for much of the damage in COVID-19 infections and potentially lingering post-vaccine effects. Let's unpack what this means. To understand why Natokinase could be a game changer in addressing COVID-19 related complications, we first need to dive deeper into the spike protein itself, its role, how it lingers in the body, and why that can cause significant issues. The spike protein is the structure that allows the SARS-CoV-2 virus to invade human cells. It acts like a key, binding to receptors on our cells and facilitating viral entry. This protein is also central to the function of most COVID-19 vaccines, which use a version of the spike protein to train the immune system to recognize and attack the virus. But here's the catch. In some cases, spike proteins, either from the virus itself or produced as a result of vaccination, don't break down and leave the body as quickly as they should. Studies suggest they can persist in tissues like the blood vessels, brain, and other organs for weeks, months, or even longer. When the spike protein lingers, it may trigger ongoing immune responses, creating a state of chronic inflammation. This can lead to several issues. Microclot formation. Persistent spike proteins can promote clotting in small blood vessels, reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery to tissues. This is thought to contribute to symptoms like fatigue, chest pain, and brain fog in conditions like long COVID. Endothelial damage. The spike protein can directly damage the endothelial cells that line our blood vessels, impairing circulation and increasing the risk of cardiovascular events. Neurological effects. In some cases, spike proteins have been found in brain tissue, potentially contributing to neuroinflammation and symptoms like memory issues or headaches. Autoimmune reactions. The immune system might mistakenly attack the body's own tissues in response to the spike protein, leading to inflammatory conditions or worsening pre-existing ones. This is where Natokinase steps in as a potential solution. Known for its powerful fibrinolytic or clot-dissolving properties, Natokinase has demonstrated its ability to degrade a range of proteins in laboratory settings. A recent study published in Frontiers in Medicine has highlighted its potential to break down the COVID-19 spike protein specifically. Here's how Natokinase works. Natokinase acts like a molecular scissors, cutting large proteins into smaller, harmless fragments. Lab experiments have shown it can target and degrade the spike protein, neutralizing its harmful effects. Once absorbed into the bloodstream, Natokinase works throughout the body, potentially breaking down spike proteins wherever they persist, in blood vessels, tissues, or even in the brain. By breaking down fibrin and reducing clot formation, Natokinase can mitigate the microclots associated with spike protein persistence, improving blood flow and oxygen delivery. Let's talk about what the science says. In laboratory studies, Natokinase was shown to degrade spike proteins more efficiently than the body's natural enzymes. In one study, purified spike proteins were exposed to Natokinase in a controlled environment. Within hours, the proteins were significantly broken down, suggesting that Natokinase could act as a natural cleanup crew for lingering spike proteins. These findings have enormous implications for addressing conditions like long COVID, where symptoms may be driven by persistent spike proteins. While these studies were conducted in vitro, that is, outside a living organism, they provide a promising foundation for future clinical trials. Nattokinase doesn't just break down spike proteins, it helps address the downstream effects of their persistence. For instance, reducing inflammation. By clearing the proteins that trigger inflammatory responses, nattokinase may help reduce chronic inflammation in tissues and blood vessels. Improving neurological health. With improved blood flow and reduced inflammation, nattokinase could indirectly support brain health, offering potential relief for cognitive symptoms like brain fog. Supporting vascular integrity. By protecting endothelial cells and reducing clot formation, nattokinase helps restore the health of blood vessels, which is critical for overall cardiovascular health. For individuals experiencing long COVID or lingering vaccine-related symptoms, the idea of a natural enzyme that can help the body clear spike proteins is incredibly appealing. Imagine this. Instead of simply managing symptoms like fatigue or inflammation, nattokinase may target the underlying cause by clearing the residual spike protein. While anecdotal reports from patients using nattokinase supplements are promising, many report improved energy levels, reduced brain fog, and fewer cardiovascular symptoms. Clinical studies are still needed to confirm these effects in real-world settings. It's also important to note that nattokinase is not a silver bullet. It should be part of a holistic approach to recovery, which might include addressing diet, exercise, and other therapeutic options. But as a safe, natural, and affordable supplement, it represents a fascinating frontier in post-COVID care. Beyond its potential for COVID-related issues, nattokinase has a stellar track record for improving cardiovascular health. A 2023 systematic review published in Reviews in Cardiovascular Medicine analyzed data from 6 randomized controlled trials involving over 500 participants. The results? Significant reductions in blood pressure. Systolic pressure dropped by an average of 3.45 millimeters and diastolic by 2.32 millimeters. Enhanced fibrinolysis. It helps break down clots and improve blood flow. Positive effects on cholesterol levels, although the lipid-lowering effects were most notable at higher doses and over longer periods. But nattokinase's benefits don't stop there. It's also been shown to reduce inflammation, improve blood viscosity, and support endothelial function, making it a versatile tool for overall vascular health. Now, who might benefit from nattokinase? Individuals with long COVID or post-vaccine symptoms. If you're struggling with fatigue, inflammation, or brain fog that could be linked to lingering spike proteins, nattokinase might be worth exploring. Its proven ability to lower blood pressure and prevent clots makes it a great option for heart health. Though its effects on blood sugar are minimal, its anti-inflammatory and blood flow benefits could support better metabolic function. That said, it's essential to consult a healthcare provider before starting nattokinase, especially if you're already on blood thinners or other medications. Let's talk safety. Across the studies we reviewed, nattokinase showed an excellent safety profile. There were no significant adverse events reported, even at higher doses. Most supplements provide between 100 to 200 milligrams daily, equivalent to about 2,000 fibrin units. But as with any supplement, quality matters. Look for products that are well-reviewed and standardized for fibrinolytic activity. On the horizon, researchers are keen to answer questions about dosage and long-term effects. Can higher doses further enhance benefits? How effective is nattokinase in clearing spike proteins in real-world scenarios? These are exciting avenues for future studies. Nattokinase is more than just a buzzword in health and wellness. From supporting heart health to its potential role in tackling spike protein persistence, this natural enzyme is proving to be a powerhouse. Whether you're recovering from COVID-19, managing cardiovascular risk factors, or simply looking for a natural way to improve circulation, nattokinase deserves your attention. That's it for today's episode of MedHeads. Don't forget, this podcast is brought to you by meducate.com.au, your go-to resource for courses and content designed for healthcare professionals. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of medicine and health.